Oh my God.
Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry, I'm just saving this old fashioned. I haven't had an old fashioned in so long. We're going to talk about history of the old fashioned. My experience here soon. But Renee, what are you drinking?
Was it timeless time?
You have a cocktail called Time After Time.
Time after time.
I like my word plays. So
Mhm.
it has time in it, and it's a play actually on Moscow Mule. So there's salted caramel vodka, some thyme syrup we make in house, and some fresh lime and ginger beer.
You know what? It reminded me. It has one of those flavors. It has this. It's very fresh, very sweet. It brought me back when I was a kid. There in the market nearby my house, they sold these popsicles.
Yeah.
You know, this like sweet, fresh, but with that lime kind of
that's
like or
cool.
like citric
Yeah,
flavor.
yeah.
So good. It's very nice.
And then we are here today at, if you haven't figured out yet, we're at a cocktail bar. And we have here Tero. What is your main role here?
Main role here. Wow. I have no idea. I am the founder of
Yes.
Tiima.
There you go.
It was 2017. Well, actually, it was 2016 when my good friend Eero asked me that we are opening a new venue, and there's a small brick-walled room, and you know how to mix drinks. So, would you like to make something? I was like, yeah, why not? I don't have anything else to do now, so I started making, and that was we opened in 2017.
Yep.
April, I think. Yeah, April.
Yep.
And back then it was really easy to say what my role was. I was a bartender, mixologist.
Yes,
I hate the term.
Yeah. Are you a scientist? No, I'm a
Yeah,
mixologist.
yeah.
You're a bartender. That makes cocktails.
I'm a freelancer mixologist. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So you're an unemployed bartender.
Yeah,
Cool.
yes.
But yeah, I was a restaurant manager. What do you want to call it? I was the place with my coworkers, obviously. Nowadays, my team runs the place. I try to pay the bills on time
Yeah.
and basically try to keep the lights on.
Yes.
So nowadays, I don't know. I'm
Administrator.
something like that.
Something
Yeah.
like that,
I am something behind the bars. So
Yeah, yeah. You also work. So like, the funny thing is like, you probably made a cocktail for me in Minibari.
Probably,
So like,
yeah.
yeah. I moved here 2014.
Yep.
And I think Minibar had just opened around that time.
actually, Minibody opened. I started working there in 2012 or 12, I think.
So yeah.
But I think Minibody opened, give or take, 2008.
Okay.
But yeah, it was
Minibari.
Yeah,
Okay.
it was already actually a
Okay.
white, well, not old, but
Yeah. Yeah.
aged,
Aged, yeah, yeah,
aged
yeah.
bar. When me and my
Yeah.
brother in arms back in the day, Kim, went to work there.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, I was working there in 2013, 14.
I'll say because it was new for me when I first moved here.
Yeah.
So like, I was craving for an old fashioned, and I've been to a couple bars, but they made it like the old traditional, not traditional, like old American kind of way with
Yeah.
the neon red grape in it,
Yeah.
and like really watered down. And I was like, no, I want a proper one. So I went to the Minibari,
Yeah.
and at that time it was some other bartender that worked there. I think she's in Helsinki now.
Anna guys.
Yes, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah. And I'm pretty sure you were there too, but we just didn't. Like,
probably, yeah.
Yeah. Because I used to enjoy old fashions there.
Yeah.
But then, like, then I remember, I think the prices were like astronomical for me. I think they were like 17, 18. I want to say the old fashions were.
No, back in the day, mini party, we sold our whiskey sours for like €7.
€7.
Yeah, it
but
was-
old fashioned.
I think that was like 10 or
Yeah,
11.
Oh, it was more than that. I probably wore the high, really high end.
It might have been a special night or something.
Yeah,
But like,
yeah.
that was the problem working in mini party back in the day. Like people, Finnish people they weren't ready to pay for good cocktails.
Yeah.
They wanted to pay
Yeah.
less than from a Jägerbomb in
Yeah.
Ilona.
Yeah,
And there's nothing wrong with Jägerbombs in Ilona.
Oh, we love
I've-
Jägerbombs,
Yeah,
trust me.
I have done those. But trust me,
Yeah.
there's way more labor that goes into many of the cocktails than in the Jägerbomb.
Yeah, I think about that time in America before I left, the big thing was like speakeasies, you know, and like I mean, to be honest with you, like it started being like a gimmick, and I started getting sick of it, you know, like Yeah, but then I came here and like, where's the speakeasies at? So you forget what you had until it's gone.
I'm not
you
actually
know?
sure. I think I don't remember what time it opened, but there was one in Helsinki called Trilby and Chadwick, and
Oh, yeah.
it's still there.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that was already in 2014.
Well,
It was,
Dante is always like 10 years behind
yeah,
Helsinki,
yeah,
so
yeah.
But this place used to be a speakeasy, right?
Yeah,
It was this. I
yeah,
remember.
we opened it as a speakeasy.
yes, exactly.
I remember coming from this door
Yes.
behind the ref court and kind
Yeah.
of thing. A friend of mine brought me, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool."
Yeah, we had old jazz playing, and,
Yeah.
and we actually told like a pretty intricate story at the beginning of the service.
I remember.
We made this fiction-based story about a bartender and a scientist that actually invented the time travel and all that, and all the cocktails on the menu. They were actually like a part of the trip through time and all that. And I love that, but the labor that actually goes to making a cocktail menu in a just regular cocktail bar, it takes anywhere from like 3 months to 6 months to 1 year. You can imagine when you actually have a story to combine to everything too. So
Yeah.
it took a lot of time.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah.
so at some point we just faded away from the story because we realized we used so much man hours to make it, and there was like 10% of people who actually read the story. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That was
Okay.
what I was going to ask because, as you said before, at that time in Minibody, people didn't want to pay more
Yeah.
or less willing.
Yeah.
I think this is the kind of things that slowly grown people, right? And people start appreciating it slowly.
Yeah.
We've talked about this with other kind of different food.
yeah.
Yeah.
How have you seen now the change? How because you said people didn't read the story most of the time, but how do you feel about this cocktail thing? Having your own signature cocktails, do people appreciate it nowadays? Has it shifted? Have you seen a change in people's perception?
I have. I'm originally from Mikkeli, and I always say that I have moved I have moved to Tampere 3 times in my life. And it's a fun place to move to. So first, I moved first here in 2009, and it was a restaurant industry back then also. And the amount of like change in the food and beverage culture
Oh, so big.
in Finland and in Tampere, it's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I couldn't have imagined like place like Tiima where we are back in 2009. Well, I wanted to have one of those.
Yeah, yeah, but
Technically, it wasn't a possibility because no one would have come here after the first time when they saw the prices. So
Yeah, yeah.
and the prices aren't even that high.
Yeah.
But nowadays, when the culture comes in and people are actually ready to pay for a good cocktail or
Appreciate the ingredients and flavors.
yeah, exactly, and the labor that goes to you, and like I do know that cocktails they are expensive, and like we actually talked about before the show, they are actually expensive, not only in Finland but everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think the reason for that is obviously alcohol is expensive, the ingredients are expensive, but the labor that goes into it.
Yeah. I heard and then I heard that this place opened, Tiima, and again back then it was like a speakeasy kind of thing, which I was actually happy for because I was missing it. And I remember I came inside and I saw you guys' menu. You remember this, and it says like no pictures, please. So I snuck a picture in, and one of the bartender like, sorry, you're not allowed to take pictures in here. I put it on Instagram. If you look at my Instagram, you'll see a picture of me
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
ha.
Gotcha. Yeah, I didn't. I wanted to do it as a gimmick, like something different that no bar in Tampere had done before. I know
Yeah.
lots of bars that have done the stuff like you can't have the phone on or
Yeah, yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
I think there's bars that they actually like collect your phone on the door.
Yeah.
I didn't want to make that because
Yeah,
that
that's
sounds a
really
little
hard.
suspicious. But
Yeah, yeah.
but at the same time, the pictures that have actually been taken in Tiima back in the day, they are like more valuable.
Yeah.
Like
True,
people are like,
true.
oh, you see, like I
Yeah,
actually
yeah,
had a
yeah.
picture, and it was fun to open a speakeasy because for marketing wise, we didn't have to make any marketing.
Yeah.
We just like I think I put on my own Facebook and Instagram post like I have a bar open, please come.
Yeah, yeah.
And my friends came. their friends came, blah 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 blah, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
on. And I remember, I think it was one of the first weeks during the first month of opening team, and there's this couple. It wasn't a weekend. I think it was a Thursday, and this couple comes in through the door, and they're like, "Finally, we found this. We have been banging the doors in Amuri like for a month now."
Yeah.
Because I think on our website, on social media, we only had the street name Satakunnankatu. And I got this idea actually from Trilby and Chad because they have, I think it's on Sofiankatu, if I remember correct. Sofiankatu is pretty short street. Satakunnankatu is one of the longest streets in Finland. So yeah, it wasn't easy for the people to find this place.
Find us on Main Street.
Yeah.
20 blocks. Yeah.
But yeah, nowadays we still like if people call this salakapakka or speakeasy whatnot, we don't mind it.
Yeah.
We don't
Not
we do not like promote it.
Yeah.
We do not think it's as a speakeasy. We think of it's a damn good cocktail bar.
Yeah.
And with good service and good cocktails.
Yeah, absolutely. How did you? Because you opened and then 2 years later, COVID happened, and I remember saw your stories how you guys were doing pretty inventive stuff to get customers.
Yep.
Can you explain some of that?
Actually,
The ideas behind it?
that was really easy for me, the COVID with Tiima, because I wasn't actually working here. So actually, that was the only time I actually quit for a while in Tiima. I started working in 2017 when we opened this, and I quit on 2018 summer, I think. No, 2019. Yeah, 2019 summer, because I was working for Hartwall, doing like cocktail trainings
Okay.
throughout Finland. So I was burning the candle from both ends, and I realized like I don't have any free days because I was making cocktail training session for bartenders on Mondays and Tuesdays. Wednesdays and Thursdays I was doing office work, planning and everything. Friday and Saturday I was working here, and on Sunday if there was a happening I was there.
Wow.
So Sarah, my wife, asked me, like, so when do you actually keep like days off? I'm like, January. But yeah, then I realized like, okay, I do have to like quit, like stop doing something. So
Yeah.
I left this on good hands of my colleagues and faded away for a while. But actually, we came back during COVID. So my company runs Tiima at the moment. So I came back on on fall, I think on August. Came back. So for the start of the COVID, it was really easy for me because I was working here.
Yeah.
But I actually came back during COVID.
During COVID. Yeah.
And that was fun, and it wasn't fun. at the same time, because we were trying like every single bar, every single restaurant. We just try to manage by.
Yeah.
And it was easy back then because there was only 3 entrepreneurs us here. So
Yeah. Are you doing like a takeaway?
yeah, we did like a takeaway cocktail box.
Cocktail box.
I
yeah.
think there was only
pretty
like
cool.
it was cool idea, and our colleagues did that in other cities like in Jyväskylä, Rovaniemi, Helsinki, Turku.
Yeah.
And in some cities, the bars, they were like, it actually became a business for them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And for us, it wasn't a business; it was more like a busy work. So
Yeah.
we just did something in here. So I think we counted our salary of like hourly wage for one day. It was like I don't know, it was like 70 cents or something.
Yeah. Don't ever count your salary
Yeah.
by the hour. Yeah. Oh no.
No, but it was hard, the COVID, and people were like, so you started a restaurant company during COVID. I was like, yeah. Why? Like if I manage to survive COVID, I can manage anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Do people? I mean, probably they do. People, I'm assuming. Well, I've been in some cocktail bars where people get rowdy, also, But you see, in general, people more behave in cocktail bars.
Most of our customers are Finns, so
Okay. Oh, what are you trying to say?
I don't know what you mean.
but yeah, I think for Finns at the same time, I think it's a two-edged sword. First, as you've noticed, as Finns, we are a bit on the shyer side.
Yeah.
So when there's a bar that we have table service and like you don't actually have to go to the bar to get the cocktail
Yeah. Yeah.
and you get pour water on the table, blah blah blah. blah. Small things, but still things you don't see in a
Yeah.
everyday bar in Tampere
Yeah.
or in Finland for that much. Finnish people tend to be like, I have to be like I have to behave, and obviously at the same time we try to be as relaxed as possible because we want people to have fun. That's the whole point.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
And at that point when people start to realize like, okay, we can actually have like fun in here.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
But yeah, most of our customers, they are like just chilling down.
They're not on the tables dancing.
No.
I think this happens because, for example, in Mexico, a place like this, it will also be way more chill. Because I think the people who want to go crazy and have 10 shots and just get smashed,
Yeah.
you don't come to a cocktail bar, right? Usually you come here, you have something nice, you might have 2-3 cocktails, just enjoy yourself, maybe pace it down a bit. So I think that's very common.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yep.
I remember when I worked at. I'm just trying to get the different ideas of Finnish people drinking, because we had a food truck at Henka a couple of years ago during summertime, and like the Henka, the courtyard with the dancing and everything. Yeah. So it's like from 6 to 11 o'clock at night. So on Friday, every time I work there, I get to see the different stages of drunkenness.
Yeah.
So that at 6 p.m., I know clear as day. I remember this. There's like a table, like 4 or 5 guys, Finnish guys, and like 4 or 5 Finnish girls, right? So they're sitting right next to each other in a table, right? So I'm watching the whole time. They're looking at good-looking people.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, somebody make a move, somebody make a move. And me and my coworker were just sitting like placing bets, like who's gonna talk to who first, right? And then about 7:30, 8 o'clock, people start coming, bottles at the table. They started getting rowdier. Finally, 9 o'clock, and there was like sitting right in front of us. Like the guy comes over to the girl, hey, Pito, mahalo nusio swa. And the girls are like, wait for me. I'm like, dude, you had 3 hours to and then you come out with mahalo nusio swa.
You missed your window.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you could
Yeah,
have,
yeah.
during the previous 3 hours, you could
Yeah.
have said anything,
Anything you want.
and it would have
Hey,
been better.
Yeah, you want to join our table? Like,
But this is something I don't know how you live it because you grew up in this culture and
Yeah.
you grow because this is completely different to the Mexican culture,
Yeah.
right? Because I've seen here, for example, because of that kind of thing, like for example, it's way more common that girls will approach guys.
Yeah.
Where that in Mexico would never happen.
Yeah.
That's very common, very uncommon, and I find it a very interesting switch in the dynamic. Hello, we're back after a small break. I hope this is getting recorded, but let's see how it goes.
okay, me.
So where were we?
Where were we?
We're talking
Drinking
about this different approach or this very different.
Oh, how in Finland the girls approach the guys.
Yes.
Yeah. That would never.
Not always, but
Yeah.
that would never happen. At least in Mexico, I think in
Yeah.
many other countries that would never happen.
Yeah.
I think it has to do with the ratio. There's more females than men in Finland. I remember I took my girlfriend from Finland to America a couple years ago, and she's like, "Yeah, take me to an American nightclub." I'm like, "Why?" There's like fucking 10,000 dudes and like one girl. She's like, "I want to see it for myself." I'm like, "Okay." So we went to a club, and she was like, "Oh my god, it's all dudes in here." I'm like, "Yep."
I told you.
Same thing with like bars and here you walk around, you see all the cafes or daytime just full of girls. Yeah. So the ratio is so much incredible.
I never thought about that. But
Yeah.
Now that you mention it, yeah.
Yeah. And I remember when my American friends, high school friends, they came here 2 years ago to celebrate July 4th with me, and like they're walking around, I was like, what the fuck, dude? Why is everybody here so beautiful? Like you got like hot construction workers, hot McDonald's employees, hot police officers. They're like, heck.
I think it's the cold weather.
Yeah.
It must be.
Yeah.
Probably.
And in the summertime, dude.
Yeah.
But I've heard that comment from a lot of people who come here to visit.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but that's how it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How do you see it? Because I think this is a very different. I think when people look different, you know, it's the same as.
Yeah, because I was thinking, is it more like the grass is always greener on the other side
Yeah.
of the fence
Co-
type of thing?
But the grass is greener in Finland. Let me tell you
Cause-
that.
Obviously, we have the greenest grass of all.
Yeah, because I've also seen a lot of Europeans that when they go to Mexico, there you go crazy as well,
Yeah.
right? I mean, yeah, I guess. I wanted to ask because, for example, I don't know if Tiima is located here in around Musa and all these other places. It's one big place. It's connected.
Yep.
Are they all related, or what's the relationship in that?
like, officially they are all under the same company,
Okay.
Olympiaravintolat. And my company behind bars, we run Tiima for them.
Okay, okay.
technically. And I know it's a bit confusing, but yeah, we do have it's all the same big family. So you can grab a cocktail from Tiima and go to upstairs to what's the gig?
Same quality, and you can still walk around.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's all with this building. This building is really unique too. I remember when I first came here, I was like, I didn't know there's a concert, full-on concert stage
Yeah,
upstairs.
Me neither. Like
Yeah.
I knew the building back when it was a Cumulus hotel.
Yeah. It was a hotel. When I walked
Yeah,
around,
it
I'm
used
like,
to be a
what
hotel,
the heck?
yeah.
Yeah.
And back, I think it was in 2016 when we first came and started opening the restaurant. And then I realized, like upstairs, like why haven't I known that there's a concert hall like this? I don't think Cumulus Hall they use it for anything. Like
Yeah.
maybe some for private functions or whatnot.
Yeah.
And the same thing with the inner yard, the terrace.
Yeah.
There was like, like a one, like a paviljonki was in English. So
Terrace?
like a tent, like
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah.
That's the upper part of the tent,
Yeah,
and like
yeah.
two, those white plastic terrace chairs.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's it. There's nothing else.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Why?
So much
There's-
potential.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so much potential, and not there was nothing being done with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was pretty cool to be able to be part of opening this whole. Like obviously, I was designing Musa when we opened that, and after that, I started working on Tiima, and seeing like the whole place come together. It was really cool, and it is a historic building. I do not remember the exact year when it was built. It was before the independence of Finland, so I think like 1915 or something.
Wow.
Yeah, it is
yeah.
an old building, and there's the other side where Musa is that's the newer side. I think that was built like in the 50s or 60s or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's one story was really cool. Like Tiima wasn't actually opening then. We had opened the upstairs, the Olympia and Musa, and I was working in Musa, and I had like pretty slow service, and there was this older gentleman coming in, and he's like, "Is there still in the movie theater upstairs?" I'm like, "No, the movie theater closed. I think it closed like in the 60s."
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, but there's still like the hall. But yeah, it is. Would it be possible to see it? I'm like, I'm not doing anything. Let's go upstairs for a look. And we go there, and the gentleman is, I think he's like 70, 80. So I'm like,
I used to shag in that corner.
yeah.
I recognize that.
Probably.
Memories.
But yeah, he was like, oh, I used to be an usher, like a usher back in the like I don't know 40s or 30s or something. I'm like, oh, that's fucking cool.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
But yeah, and then he told about the aggressive fucking on the corner. But like,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's been so cool like see people who have been in these because there has been some kind of restaurant. I think I'm not sure always, but like most of the time,
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
kind of restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's been
And I
cool.
must say, as far as like bartender drinking culture, one thing I noticed that, when I first moved here, and like if you notice, like the bars I go to are the one where the bartenders actually care.
Yeah.
I mean, most places you go to, they big ass line. They're taking their time. Moi. Like you could do something else
Yeah.
while the beer is
Yeah.
being poured, and it's automatic. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
For me, it's
Yeah.
really weird because I always tell. I used to do like bartender trainings quite a lot, and I said I have no idea if how many bartenders have quit their job because of me. If someone have,
That's
and
probably a good thing.
for the bar owners, I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
I always say like if you don't like doing this job, there's no reason to do it.
Yeah.
You don't get paid that much. You can get this money way easier than working the nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And long shifts and all that. So
It is also one of these because I understand that everyone doesn't. You cannot have a good day every day, right?
no,
And in
obviously
these
no.
service
Yeah.
jobs, you might be having a bad day and whatever. But I think I used to work as a waiter for many years when I was younger, and for me, I understand the other side because a lot of people, I think, if you haven't worked in that kind of work, you don't always understand it. So I understand when people, they're not super friendly, when you can see they're a bit angry. But I was just talking with Tam, for example, like last Saturday we had a thing that I went to a place I'd never been before. Went there and the bartender was really aggressive, really angry, really like, and maybe that guy doesn't work there very often. Maybe he was having a bad day, whatever.
Yeah.
But for me as a customer, if that's the first impression I have of the place, I'm not coming back.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
I think
That-
it has a big impact.
Yeah,
on
and
Yeah,
as,
yeah.
as an entrepreneur and employer, I think that's like it's the shittiest thing to do for the bar owner from the bartender.
Yep.
I don't know if he was the bar owner, but hopefully
Probably not.
Probably,
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
not.
yeah, yeah.
But like I think, let's face it. I think at the moment the amount of alcohol consumed in Finland, I'm not sure the latest percentage, but it's the amount of alcohol consumed in Finland that is actually consumed in restaurants and bars. I think it's like something 7% or something. It's so tiny.
And it's going down too.
It is going down all the time.
Yeah, yeah.
And this doesn't even include all the stuff that comes from Estonia.
Yeah.
And because of that, I think it's really stupid. Like, I don't think we can afford to kick out good customers.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's like by doing anything. Like you said, like you can't have a good day every single day.
Yeah,
Un-
yeah.
Unless you're like in really good medication. But like,
And I think the thing that astounds me is that in Finland there's no tipping.
yeah.
So for a bartender to really show, because in America, I mean, lie to me. And
Yeah.
they do good because I'm tipping them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, half time I'm having a bad day myself.
Yeah.
A good bartender talk to me, yeah, I'm going to tip them.
Yeah.
But, gradually, you become friends with them. Like I have with, so many bartenders here.
Exactly.
And like, that I think that's the human part of it is like so important. That people just like, yeah, just moi. Oh, that pisses me off so much. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, and you can still you don't have to tell your life story on the bar. You
Yeah,
can
yeah,
still
yeah.
be like, hey, how you doing?
No,
Blah,
no.
blah.
Even me, sometimes when I'm working and I work as a cashier, I see somebody with like yesterday there's a Ilvius game on. I'm like, oh man, I'm like, I already knew the answer, but like, hey, is Ilvius playing tonight? Oh yeah, we're playing tonight. Yeah, well, good luck, man. Have a good day. Oh, hey, thanks, man. Like little simple interactions like that.
Yeah.
It makes my day go faster.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think that also comes to the culture of us hating small talk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Small talk, you don't talk, you talk big, you don't talk small.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think it's kind of like that. Like many bartenders, I think they think that if I say something to this customer, I actually have to listen to him.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know, but for me, it's always
Yeah.
been fun to listen to customers and talk with customers. And
Yeah, yeah.
But because I understand that the culture is this, like, not a lot of small talk and people don't talk much. But at the same time, for example, at work, when I'm with a colleague, you jump in a call or whatever, because I don't work in service, but I do have some customers or like clients and stuff. When you jump in, you're waiting for other people. It's like, hey, how's it going? Everything good? Yeah, it's good. Like, you can immediately see that they're like, oh, yeah, I'm doing good. Like, and it's like those, as Tam said, like something very small. It's like instead of just sitting here in silence awkwardly.
yeah,
Even
Yeah.
when people
Yeah.
don't maybe love it, you can tell most people appreciate a bit of this.
Yeah.
Like, oh well, just have a small kind of chat or whatever, and
Yeah, yeah.
just this like a bit more friendly attitude. I think it does a lot, and especially in this kind of places where you're dealing
Yeah,
with people. It's like
and especially in Tiima, we actually, especially when we opened, we used that as a like a strategy. I'm a big guy, and I'm pretty tall, and I used to work in nightclubs, so my hearing is not like precise. So I actually do need to go a little bit
Closer.
closer to actually hear.
More
At some point-
intimate.
yeah, more intimate. At some point, I realized like I'm gonna sit with the customers.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I actually sit on the table. Well, not on the table, but at the table.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
people
yeah.
are at first like, what is this big guy doing?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then I'm just talking like, well, what's going on? Have you doing something today? Blah blah. And it's fun to see Finnish people first at like a bit shocked, but at the same time they're like, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Because everybody likes when
You get busted once in a while. Come on.
and
Customer
after-
service.
and afterwards ask like, well, how was it?
but I don't know. Because the first time you might have come to serve was like the first time I was here. Because I was here with a Finnish friend of mine. She brought me here. And probably it was you, because she commented on that. Like, oh, the guy came and sat. Like, I thought he was very friendly. That I remember. I don't remember your face from that day.
Yeah,
but,
yeah,
like,
yeah, no worries.
but that comment I remember.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, I do know. It doesn't work every single time.
Yeah, you have to. You have to.
I have to read the crowd.
Yeah.
I have to read the crowd.
Read the crowd. read the person.
And there have been times when I was illiterate. Like,
well, that's how you learn.
I think one of the funniest. It was actually a minibar,
Okay. Yeah.
and I had this guy as a trainee, and afterwards he was actually working. He was really good. He was really good in everything. I showed him once how to make whiskey sour. He made perfect whiskey sour after that. But at the same time, he didn't have like didn't know how to play it by ear.
Yeah.
And I had this like younger group of ladies, and I made like a greasy joke about them, and everybody laughing. Ah, ha, 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 ha. and then my coworker does the exact same joke. There's a couple ladies who are like on their 60s, and I'm
They
like,
got tasered. Yeah.
Pepper spray.
yeah. And then the moment of silence going in there, like whole bar is silent.
Yeah.
Luckily, they did have a little bit of sense of humor. They're like, okay, cool. But like, yeah, I do know. But then again, that's my style. I love to be close to the customer within reason.
Yeah.
But and for me, it's easier because it does make like my service easier because I feel like part of the
Yeah.
people with that group having fun and all that.
I've always said like if I wasn't like a chef cook, I think I would love to be a bartender because basically you're creating stuff, you're talking to guests, like you're having a good time. It's like, and I think that's why bartenders and cooks they have a symbiotic relationship.
We do have, we do.
I remember in school, in culinary school, I remember one of our chef instructors like, all right guys, congratulations, you're gonna go out to the real world. Just remember a couple things. Number one thing. Bartenders like to eat, cooks like to drink, right? So that the first restaurants I worked with, I was like cleaning up. Bartender comes up to the window. Hey chef, you want a little drink while you're closing? I'm like, yeah man, give me like a gin tonic.
Yeah.
He comes back with gin tonic. He puts it down and like he pauses for like not too much, but just a little pause. I'm like, thanks. I turn around. I'm like, bartenders like to eat. And I was like, hey. You want something to eat? Oh yeah, man. Like,
Yeah, I remember.
So I'm just like every night, just like mutual symbiotic. You give me a drink, I'll cook something for you.
Every single time I would go to work a new restaurant, and always before I
Take care of the cooks.
first walk in the kitchen. Hi, I'm Tero. Nice to meet you. Blah blah blah.
Yeah,
Can I get
yeah.
you anything?
Yeah.
I remember working this one place, and technically we all we got to have as a like a staff food was pizzas. They're really good pizzas, but if you eat pizza every single day, at some point it doesn't taste good anymore.
Yeah.
And at one point I was like, I went to the kitchen. And one of the cooks was like, can you get me a drink? I was like, yeah. What do you want, man? Dark and stormy or whatnot? And yeah,
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Make me a good one. brought him a drink and a couple of coffees before that, and blah blah blah. And it came the time for me to eat. I went to him like, I would love to eat. What you want? I don't want pizza. Yeah, no. Don't take pizza. How about a pasta? I'm like, yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
And then he made like this huge bowl of stuff, and I sit next to my coworkers with the pizzas, and they're like, "What is that?" I'm like, "Pasta."
Yeah.
Did you pay for that? That's like 20 euros or something. I'm like, no. I just got it. Why? That's the reason why I take the coffees and and the cocktails in the kitchen.
Take care of them.
Yeah. I scratch your back, you scratch my back.
Yes.
And always you have to be in good terms with the person who touches your food.
Yes.
That's a rule, right?
Yeah.
Like the well, I've worked as a waiter. I was a waiter not in a restaurant. It was a waiter in this like it was this place you could rent for parties.
Yeah.
So I did like I don't know how you call it like. But for example, like in weddings,
Yeah,
and-
like private events. And,
yeah. And we would do like buffet kind of serving, and also this like fancy that you have to have the soup, and I fucking hated those.
Yeah.
But the amount of people that I never did anything too crazy, but I would see people treat my coworkers badly, and then I would see what my coworkers would do. I was like, I don't want to mistreat anyone who's touching my food ever again.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw crazy stuff. I was like, that's why when I'm with a group of people and like someone's like, no, but I'm a bit aggressive with the waiter. It's like, hey, calm down, come here, and then you're like, yeah, sorry about that. Whatever you do it wasn't me.
Yeah, you
Just so you know.
You don't have to be best
Because-
friends with the kitchen.
1,000% service will come back and say, hey, this table is an asshole. Take your
100%.
time. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, and that's a good case scenario. man.
Yeah. Exactly.
Waiting a bit longer.
Yeah,
That's a good.
That's the PG podcast version of it. Yeah.
But I'm not sure. But I think that's more common on countries where you talk more than Finns, because I have been working in the restaurant industry for almost 20 years now, and 1 year of that I worked in Australia, otherwise in Finland, and the number of times I've actually like run into like really bad customers, it's surprisingly low.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I do like our customers.
I think if Finnish people in general are way more because they are more reserved, like average.
They don't have. Yeah.
And what I've seen is that because in Mexico, if you have a bit of a misunderstanding, it's very common that people start like bumping heads.
Yeah.
But here, I think people just avoid that.
Yeah.
If someone's trying to be an asshole, the people are like, whatever, mate, and just skip.
Yeah.
So I think that makes it. You don't see that kind of behavior very often.
No. But then you get the emails. And on the
Yeah,
email,
that's true.
they're all hell breaks
That's
loose,
true.
because you don't have to. The person who's reading the email, he doesn't see your face, so you can go all out.
I have seen lots of emails in our group
And
chat.
reviews.
Yeah. And it's like, what the fuck, dude? The music's too loud. I'm like, okay.
Like, why didn't you say anything?
Yeah. I had my baby. We talked about it last time. Like,
No.
at the one of the places I worked at, like it's a family atmosphere, but it's also music. So after a certain point of time, somebody brought the little infant in, and they're like, "Oh, can you turn the music down?" Like everybody's having a good time, birthday parties. You brought an infant in here, and you want the music to be turned down and off.
Yeah.
And we couldn't do it. We're like, we're sorry, but it's 9:30. People are here having a good time. Like. And then nasty emails.
But that's one of the the most dangerous grounds you can walk on parents.
Yeah.
And I always said, like, when I started working in bars, I said I hate children. Really quickly I realized, like, I don't hate children. Children are fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I despise parents.
Yeah.
At the end, the children is a reflection of their dad.
Exactly.
Parents.
The children,
Exactly.
they're tabula rasa.
Yeah.
They do what they are allowed to do.
Yeah.
And,
Yes.
like, I've seen so cool. Like, I would love to work with children if it didn't involve working with the
parents.
parents. Yeah. So, like, for example, when I have a 1.5-year-old kid myself, and when I'm on parental leave, my wife was like, there are like groups for fathers and like parents. I'm like, yeah, cool. I'm not going there
Yeah.
because there's a possibility I will see other parents in there.
And I think those are the grounds like that. Well, we're switching topics here into
Yeah,
the
yeah.
parenting, but
Yeah.
I don't have kids. But that's one of those that you will not win, right? Because everyone sees parenting in a different way,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I think that's very likely to cause some kind of friction there.
Always.
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
it's very hard.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's one of the fun parts.
I'm gonna
But-
teach my kids my way.
Yeah, and I think every single parent should do their own parenting the way they want to do it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think the problem is people read too many like how to
Yeah.
parenting books.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what-
yeah, and it's like, oh my
for myself, as a millennial,
Yeah.
I have so much information as a new parent.
Yeah,
It's crazy. Like I said, year and a half ago, like 2 years ago, I started reading all this stuff about parenting.
no,
I can imagine why people are like.
take little bits and pieces of but speaking of which, so like you're full-time parent, full-time entrepreneur. How do you get that balance of trying to take care of your kid and then your wife also being in the bar business also?
I take my kid. Oh. No, I don't think. You will see me here as a service with the kid.
Well,
The kid is mixing on his
Yeah.
bottle
it's-
already.
It's really easy. Like, I can do 2 shakes and he does the
Yeah,
mixing.
like if this was an Asian family, the kid would be in the back.
Yeah.
Peeling potatoes.
No, it's it is not impossible to be a parent and work. Well, obviously, I don't work every single night.
Okay.
Most of the nights I actually work are during the weekends. So during the week I do more office hours.
Yeah.
But I do. It's not easy to have both parents working in restaurants and having a kid because the kid obviously the kid doesn't obey the same day routine. They wake up in the morning and go sleep in the evening.
Yeah.
But fortunately, one of the coolest things in Finland is like we have a really good daycare system and all that.
Yep.
So what I do understand, I don't know about daycare systems in other countries, but what I have heard, like in Finland, it's
It's top notch.
It's top notch, yeah.
Yeah.
So
This is at least compared to what I know in Mexico. Yeah, this is crazy, and I think in every aspect, when you see, I'm a bit jealous because I grew up in a very different way.
Yeah.
And then when you come here and see how kids grow up here,
Yeah.
and how kids get like educated, and how kids have all these like kind of like opportunities and stuff, it's I think I don't know if there's many more like many better countries to grow up as a kid than
Yeah.
Finland. It's very nice.
Yeah, people joke around, but there's actually a picture. People ask me, "Oh, what did you have for toys when you were a kid?" I had a dead chicken. There's actually a picture of me. I was playing with a dead chicken in the backyard in Vietnam.
Oh no,
I had a dead chicken.
I did a bit better.
So yours
It was live.
It was alive.
yeah, I was going to ask, was it alive at first?
Yeah.
Like
At some point. Yeah.
Oh, we had that like a lot. Like my dad was very into. That's why I'm into cooking. He was very into cooking, and we had a lot of those. That like, hey, what's that duck? Oh yeah, new duck.
Dinner.
Oh, super nice. It's like, where's the duck? It's like, whoa.
I remember in our family in Vietnam, I mean, the animals we raised was for eating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
my mother is she grew up in a farm, so I have got into the touch of. Well, I didn't grow up in a farm. I'm a small city boy.
Yeah.
But I have seen also the fact that like they didn't have. I don't think they had names for like the cats. They were actually working there. They were catching the mice.
Yeah. Oh, I thought about something different. Like the cats.
No, cats like meow.
What's for dinner? Meow.
No, but for the chicken and the pigs and all that. So I'm not sure if they had actual names for them. They were there for food.
Yeah.
For me, I grew up in this very like, because my dad grew up in a farm, and then that area turned into more like a city, kind of the city ate that area, and then it stopped being a farm, and I grew up kind of in the city. But yeah, my dad grew up in a farm, and you could tell because there was a lot of things growing up that was
Yeah.
like. Well, I grew up in a way that a lot of the things that we used to do and my dad used to do and stuff, you'll get in trouble nowadays. But
Yeah.
yeah, well, that's how you learn, and it was an experience.
Oh, nee. Well, thank you very much for doing this. You want to tell us a little more how people can find this place?
Absolutely.
In Satakunankatu.
Besides just name the
Yeah,
street.
is somewhere on the street. No, it's. I think the easiest one to remember is the Olympiakortteli,
Yeah.
and it's on same address, Satakunnankatu 10, 10. And we do have our front door open now. You don't have to find the secret door. And we open from Wednesday to Saturday evening times. We serve awesome cocktails and tell good stories.
Yes. Is that the hours for summertime also, or do you guys change it? Depending.
We change it a little
change
bit
it?
depending.
Yeah. Yeah.
Evening heavy.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. And it's okay now to take pictures inside, so don't worry.
Yeah,
Yes,
you can take
You
pictures.
can take pictures of the cocktails. Yes.
But only you can take only pictures if they look good.
Okay.
If you take ugly pictures, we will delete them.
Okay. Yes. Any closing thoughts, Renee?
I don't know. I don't know how long we've been talking, but do you want to talk about any other topic, or are you good to for
what
closing?
else? I think I mostly finished talking cultures. Like, it's funny because I was trying to find. I was telling him I was trying to find good news to talk about because we like to kind of end on a good note sometimes, a happy note. But the world today is just crazy with like Trump, the EU. I read that Finland is not in what's it called? Inflation. It's now depression. I'm like, what the fuck?
At the end of the day.
So just let's wait for summer. I don't know.
let's wait for the sun to come and let's have some nice.
Yeah,
Hey, if you come here, get what was the name again?
Time after time.
That's the one to get.
A proper old fashioned without the nuclear red cherry on it. So it's delicious.
One to go all the time.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Cheers.
but thank you so much. It was
you,
a great
guys.
episode. It was nice to hear about this place. I've been visiting a few times. Love it. You should visit as well.
Yes.
Love to have you guys
And
over
you
here.
hear in the background, things is getting busy, so we don't want to impede on customers here. So.
Yeah, we're kind of on the way here, so
Yes.
we'll get away.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.